Over my last few videos, we dove deep into urban life in Mauritania's capital Nouakchott, exploring everything from the slums to the wealthy neighborhoods. But for the final video in this series, we will try something different. Rural life in Mauritania. Make sure to like and share the video. Subscribe to this channel for more exciting travel content about Africa.
والله لا تعرفي ما يشدوا انا ولا شوي شوي كبر قوم شيء كبر تعرف تي تعرف ما لكم حد ما يعرف والله لا شو لا شيء يعني
Our journey starts in Mauritania's capital Nouakchott, where we find buses that will take us on the 8-hour trip to Atar for 500 ougriya, or $12 each. That's a total of 36 for me and my two guides, Tala and Rakia. As the sun rises, I look out into the arid landscape. Atar is the capital of the Adrar Province in the far north of Mauritania, near the border with Western Sahara. Although statistics are hard to find, the majority of the native people here belong to the Moorish ethnic group, with around 70 to 80% being Bidan or white Moors from my observation. The bus makes frequent stops in the middle of the Sahara. For nomadic Moors who have spent too long in the bustling city, this bleak landscape is home sweet home. Many of the older men throw themselves into the sand like fish returning to water. But my guide has found something much more interesting than sand. The bus continues deeper into the Adrar Plateau, a mountainous region in the center of Mauritania that is remarkably similar to the Atlas Mountains of Morocco, where the Moors' ancestors originated. Amazirs began migrating to this region around the 8th century, just as the Arabs were conquering their homelands in North Africa. Eventually, the Arabs followed them here, and the mixture of the two groups created a unique Moorish identity called the Bidan. Eventually, we arrive in Atar. The time is around 4 p.m., but everything is totally empty. Okay, so the name of this city is what again?
Atar.
Atar. As we walk the streets, I'm surprised by how ancient everything looks. We are still in West Africa, but this place reminds me more of the Middle East or Central Asia. If someone told me this was Afghanistan, I would believe them.
Kabul.
Yeah. Hey, are these female goats or male goats?
See the breast?
Yeah, I see it. They only have two. Is that normal?
Like breast?
Okay, yeah, but if you look at like cows and dogs, they have many, and pigs.
Oh, yeah. No,
So goats only have
they
two?
don't have two, yeah.
Wow.
They're like human.
Yeah, that's so weird. My guide showed me the hotel which they have found for me, but as soon as I see the flashy fake marble tiles, I know I'm about to get my ass kicked on the price. $220 per night, and I'm gonna stay here for 2 days. They tell me this is the only room available in the city, and I can't find anything else on Google. That said, I know there's no way local people can afford this, so there's probably something I'm missing. I have dinner with my guide's family before exploring the town on my own. Atar is frozen in time, and walking these streets is like taking a trip 40 or even 50 years into the past. Almost everyone is wearing traditional clothing, and the most popular vehicle is the Mercedes 190D, first produced in 1983. As the sun sets, the people close their shops and retire for the night, returning to their homes strewn for miles across the empty desert. As I go deeper into Atar, I come across ruins tracing back to the Almoravid dynasty almost 900 years ago, when this town was a staging point for the trans-Saharan trade in gold, ivory, and enslaved people. Oh, how the mighty have fallen! Now, these ancient palaces are home only to goats, sheep, and other livestock. We have arranged to meet up with a local family who is helping their daughter get ready for marriage in a tradition called le blau, or force feeding, which is a unique and precious part of Mauritanian culture. I decide to take a walk through the town while we wait for the family to call us. The fact that everyone is wearing traditional clothing makes Atar look so much more cohesive and authentic. The people of Mauritania really value their culture, and the few people wearing Western clothing are usually foreigners or non-Moorish Africans. As for the Moors, I noticed that the shopkeepers are distinctly less friendly here than in Nouakchott, often not returning greetings and asking where I'm from in a less than inviting way. My mouth waters as I see the freshly baked bread, known locally as kobs. These baguette-shaped loaves are one of the few overt signs of French cultural influence here, and they're absolutely delicious. Made artisanally in clay ovens, they are a million times better than the almost inedible mass-produced bread in Senegal. I ate this bread plain for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I am surprised to see that even in the middle of the Sahara Desert, people are able to grow vast quantities of very healthy looking vegetables. Between the delicious bread, goat meat, and fresh vegetables, you can eat quite well here for less than $1 a day.
Take the small one.
On the right, you can see Almoravid era ruins now used as a public toilet. Every single car here is Mercedes 300E.
Every month.
Back when Mercedes used to make good cars. Okay, 330D, 190D. Okay, the 190Ds. Modern European products tend to exploit their brand appeal to rip off consumers, but cars like the Mercedes 190D show the level of quality that once made them famous. These cars served as taxis in Germany for decades before being exported in huge numbers to West Africa in the early 2000s. They were designed before Mercedes perfected its planned obsolescence, so everything was constructed much more robustly than it needed to be. This over-engineering made these cars ideal for Mauritania's harsh climate, where an unexpected failure could mean being trapped in the desert. Many of them have over 400,000 miles. We go inside one of the local markets. Go inside. It looks like Morocco.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Marrakesh.
Excuse me. I guess these are the same people. The market sells fabrics, spices, and other household goods, just like a Moroccan bazaar. Although the merchants are much less pushy here, Mauritania exists at the furthest edge of Arab-Moorish civilization, and despite the desert separating them, you can still see the similarities it shares with North African countries. Finally, the Moorish family is ready to show us the Leblanc ceremony. My guide's aunts pick us up in an old Mercedes taxi, and we head over to one of Atar's sprawling outer suburbs in the desert. The people we are visiting are Haratin or Black Moors, an ethnic group that can be found all over North Africa and the Sahara Desert. They are the descendants of previously enslaved Africans who speak Hassaniya and practice a totally Arabized culture.
Good.
Like elsewhere in Africa, I am struck by the people's indifference. They don't make eye contact or speak unless spoken to first. Salam. The house is dark and empty of furniture. We make our way up the stairs, which can be quite a struggle for the heavier Mauritanian ladies. Many of the homes have open courtyards on their roofs where they can install tents and practice elements of their outdoor nomadic lifestyle within this dense neighborhood. We will now witness the Leblanc or force feeding ceremony. Western people have a very primitive understanding of gender, where they see women as helpless victims with no agency or ability to shape the cultures they inhabit. But Mauritania turns this false ideology on its head. Many of the social norms seem carefully constructed to serve female interests. The most overt example is in beauty standards. Here, fat women are celebrated. Stretch marks are seen as signs of fertility, and age is associated with maturity and attractiveness. These inverted cultural norms ensure that middle-aged women retain a great deal of status and desirability in society. They don't feel trapped in marriages and can easily find another partner when they divorce, and they do that quite frequently. No, I mean, who's the lady who's gaining weight? Leblanc is the first step in establishing these dynamics. The men sit off to the side, looking somewhat sheepish and out of place. Today, we are in the women's world. One of them makes tea, which is a male role in this society.
Made with camel.
Camel?
Yeah.
Wow.
The camel meat.
Next, we are given a local dish called tagine, which is made with slow-cooked camel meat and onions in a brothy soup. A loaf of bread is broken off and dipped into the sauce, similar to West African fufu.
How's the food? It's good?
Very good.
Yeah. The Mauritanian people are very generous. Isn't it?
After we finish eating, an older woman known as the fattener gleefully shows us the equipment she uses to help women gain weight.
Okay. There are other techniques to help the lady gain weight. And usually it comes from the milk of a goat. So when they put it for a long time, there's a kind of oil that comes from it, and they take a small glass, and they drink it daily. Also, does help them to gain weight.
In modern societies, the elderly are often neglected and overlooked. But here in Mauritania, practices like leblau keep them relevant and involved in daily life.
And then they give it to the woman that is going to marriage.
This rite of passage is an unbroken link between Mauritanian women and their ancestors that goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years.
From bad spirits and all this.
Okay.
Okay. And also like the stick that they use to clean their teeth.
Yeah. And then what are these in the...
Like smoke, like good smelling.
Ah, okay.
Like kind of
the
perfume.
incense. Yeah.
The scent. Yeah.
Miriam, the future bride, arrives. She seems to be in her mid-20s, which is older than I expected. I censor her face because it is not customary for a woman to be seen by outsiders before her wedding day. Obviously, the fattening process would be much easier if they used modern processed foods like chocolate, cakes, and soda instead of relatively healthy items like dates, grain, and milk. But leblau is not supposed to be easy. The Moors want to maintain their tradition the way it was done by their ancestors. But more importantly, the force feeding serves as a rite of passage that allows the women in the community to bond over shared hardship, similar to the role sports, fraternity hazing, or military service play for men in the West. They give us a taste of the dried date fruits called tendrema, which they dip in a light yogurt. In the United States, this would be considered a diet food for losing weight, but here it is an indulgence.
Okay, she was explaining that for a wife getting ready to go into marriage, maybe in 1 or 2 months, she has a specific diet. And usually at breakfast, she ate this called chere and milk. This is made from millets and rice. And this is a milk from a goat or sometimes a sheep. That's a typical breakfast. At night time, she would be drinking a lot of milk before going to bed. So just for the lady to get a lot of weight and then to be in shape before getting into marriage.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, ask her, does she enjoy this food?
lekk bi ku jigéen ki ndax lii neex na si moom. So it's sometimes not good. That's why she's like pinching her nails so that to force her to eat it.
Pinching her nails, what do you mean?
Like you see the stick he putting in between her feet.
Oh.
That's when, for example, when she refused to eat, she would like pinch it to make it hurt so that she would be obliged to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
While the leblau might look cruel to outsiders, many Mauritanians see it as a great honor and privilege for their daughters. Poor families can take on tremendous expense to provide these vast quantities of food for up to 3 months of fattening. They seem to believe that fat women are healthier, and it's easy to see why they think this way. We are in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and during times of food insecurity, fat women and their babies would survive much better than everyone else. Many Mauritanians see le blau in the same sense as giving their daughters bitter yet beneficial medicine. Film me drinking it. The bride seems overwhelmed by the questions and attention. She goes off and snuggles with her cousin while her younger sister demonstrates the traditional Mauritanian wedding dress called the laquelle. Here, the brides wear black while the grooms wear white. Yet another twist in a society where seemingly everything is opposite from the West.
The proper dressing of someone who's getting into marriage. The bride.
During the actual wedding, the bride will cover her face for the entire ceremony. Her husband will be the first to see her.
The bride should hide her face. No one should say.
Thanks for watching my Mauritania series, and if you are new here, please check out my earlier videos on this fascinating country. And I'll see you in the next one.